Hello guys, my name is Trust Stanley. Welcome to today's tutorial. Uh, I took some time to create the follow-up of this tutorial. Today you're going to be learning how to install WordPress on your local drive. And now you should know that when I say local drive, I mean your system, either your laptop or your desktop, whichever you're using. Okay, the first step is you've actually went through to download WordPress on your system. If you haven't done that, you can do that already. Just follow the video I put below, the link to follow up and download your WordPress. Now if you've done that, open the folder where you have your WordPress located. Now I have it under my downloads compressed, and if you notice, this is the WordPress here. All you have to do is right click and extract the file. I'm making use of WinZip, so I actually click on this and then to generate this particular folder. When you double click on this folder, you can see it has a subfolder in it, and when you double click on the subfolder, you see the whole files that are inside. These are actually called scripts, or you can say it's a source code. So now all we have to do is to copy this one here. You can actually cut it, but I'm just going to use Ctrl+C to copy it. Now let's go and locate copy. I just want to make sure it's copied. Now go to my computer, locate your C drive, local drive C. Actually, you remember in the first chapter I taught you how to install your Xampp. Now this is where your Xampp is located. So to install our WordPress, we have to put it on the Xampp folder, so that in this way we are going to be making use of our system as an online system. Just as you put www on your web browser, your Xampp is going to serve as your server. It is going to work locally. Now paste what you just copied to this location. You can notice I just clicked on Xampp, and then after Xampp there are so many other folders there, but you just have to ignore them. Click on htdocs. Then while that is copying, let me go ahead and pause this video and then be right back. Alright guys, welcome back. Okay, finally we're done copying our folder, and now this is the folder. You can see it's called WordPress. But then whatever you want to name your WordPress for this tutorial, you should just go ahead and rename this folder to the proper name you want to make use of in this tutorial. I'm going to make use of lesson. I'm going to call it, okay, you know what, let me say trust, and note that it doesn't matter whatever name you give to this folder. It's just going to just make sure you remember the name you're making use of, and then it's going to help you to open it in your browser and then follow the processes. Now I'm calling this intrinsic, which is actually my company name. Okay, next we have to open our local server, which is the Xampp. This is it right here, and if you haven't opened it before, you should locate it under your all programs. So when you click under your all programs, click on Xampp. You should see it right here, Xampp control panel. Now double click to open the Xampp control panel, and because of my video recording software, it's going to take some time to open, so you should be faster on your own anyway. Let me pause again. Alright, now click the start button to start up your Apache, and then you also need to start up your MySQL server. So you need these two to be started up. Once they're started, you can go ahead and install your application. So you wait for it to show this green color here. Once it's showing this green color, that means it's already active. But if it's showing the yellow color that it was showing previously, that means it's still processing. You can see that the two of them are active now. So next we open our web browser to install our WordPress. Now in our web browser, the first thing we have to open is to open the first folder which we just renamed now a few seconds ago. Now how to do that is just type localhost on your browser, then / add a / and then the name you give to the folder, then hit enter and give it some time to load. Alright, we are open now. You can see that it has given us a welcome to WordPress beginning. But anyway, this is actually all you need to do. Create a database name, a database username, a database password, and a database host. So since it's going to require all these details, we need to create a database for it. And just in case you don't have any knowledge of database, you don't have to be afraid. Even though you don't know how to code very well, it's very easy. Just follow the steps on this video. Then all you just have to do is open another tab, type in localhost again, and then / just like you did before, then phpmyadmin. From this location we'll be able to create a database to be added to our WordPress. Note that every WordPress runs on a database, which actually enables you to save data and retrieve data from the database. Okay, this is the default interface of your phpmyadmin. Okay, you can notice that there are some database here already, which is actually comes with your Xampp by default, information underscore schema, MySQL database, performance underscore schema, phpmyadmin, which is actually where we are, and then the test. So all this is actually a default database that comes with the system, and any other database you are adding will be included here. So all you have to do to create your own database is just simple, just click on these databases right here. So from here you can actually see other databases that are included. Now wait for it to load and then include your details. Okay, now it has loaded up for us. You can see database option, database name, and database option. So to create a new database, just go ahead and enter any database name you want to give to this. I'm going to say lesson, and note that whatever word you are using, it doesn't necessarily mean to be correct or unique. You just have to type in anything, but just make sure you remember whatever you are typing in. Okay, we are going to leave this on default for now, although there are so many other options that are included there which you can actually change. That's if you are a pro in MySQL collection, but we are just going to make use of the default for now. Now click on create, wait for it to load up. Okay, you can see it says database lesson has been created and it successfully added our database here for us. And you can notice that our database table is still empty and nothing much on it. So and if you remember here, we need a database name, and which we have created successfully. Then the next thing is to create a database username and a password, and then the host is default. So now let's create a database name and a username for our database. To do that, just click on the database name which you already created to use, which is lesson, and although it's already clicked on before. And to know if your database is selected, just to be more cautious, you can notice this area right here saying database semicolon lesson, which is actually stating that we have selected this particular database. So whatever modification you are doing to your database table is going to affect this particular database. So now all we want to do for this particular database is to add a username and a password. So go ahead and click on privileges. Now you can notice that I'm making use of the latest Xampp. If you are making use of an older version of Xampp, your layout is going to be different, but just know that it's still the same procedures that you can use to do this. Okay, now click on add user. Wait for it to load again. Now enter the preferred username you want to make use of. Now I'm going to use a very simple name, remember, which is actually my traditional name. And for the host, I'm going to say localhost. And if you remember, it required host here. So whenever we are including this thing, we are going to add our host here. So all you have to do is to remember all the options you are putting in here. Now our username is, and then our localhost, and then our password. You can make use of any password for now, but just note that this just for lesson or for tutorial reason. But later on, if you're working on a professional website, just make sure you use a very strong password. So let me just put in the same password I've added here. Now let me go ahead and click on generate. Sorry, that was a mistake. Go back again. I really don't want it to generate any password for me, but I already generated this password for some reason. Okay, now the light is stronger. Alright, next you should do is to check all these boxes. Select to check all the boxes below. Now they are selected. Just scroll down and then click on the go button to create our password for us. Alright, not necessary. So next, now you can see that you have added a new user, created user, Chigo, at localhost index, blah blah blah, whatever. So many captions here, you can read that on later. So what it actually means is that created a user for that has a local host, and it's not actually going to display the password, which you already know what you've added, and then it created a user for this account lesson, and you can notice here it listed it. So just take your time to explore more on this particular notification. Alright, let's continue to install the application. Now click on let's go button, wait for it to load. Alright guys, for some reason I've actually opened my notepad and included all this for you guys so that it will make it easy for you to understand what is actually going on. This is the password, this is the username which I used, and this is the database name. Database name. Okay, very simple to understand. Now it's asking of our database name, so all we need to include is this, and make sure that the whole details you are putting in here are correct, because if they are incorrect it won't be able to install our application for us. So I'm just going to be copying them since I already have it stored on my notepad. It will be easier that way. It's going to prevent less error. And then note that on default we have localhost here, and if you don't have localhost here, just go ahead and add localhost. It's very easy to do. And for our database preface, we are just going to leave that on default for now. Now click on submit. We'll wait for your application to install. Then if your credentials are incorrect, it's actually going to show you that your you've entered the wrong password or your wrong username or so. So you can go on and test it out yourself. It's never going to install if you enter the wrong details. And then let's click on run installation since the whole details are correct. All right, give it some minutes. All right, finally we've installed our first application. Okay, now the next thing to do is to add our details here, which is actually going to be our site name, which is you can name it whatever you like. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the same thing with the folder you have here, but just for some specific reason you need to specify a correct and accurate name. So let's just use the same name we used here, which is intrinsic, but I'm going to add something more to it. Intrinsic web site. All right, and then username of our website, I'm going to make use of admin, and then password. You don't need to use the same password you have on your database. If not, it's going to ruin everything, and it's going to make your website easier for hacker to crack. So you are going to give it a different name here. I'm going to say Balls 2017. Now I'm going to copy this password and also save it like I did these guys. Sorry. Alright, now it's set. Then for the email address, it's going to be trends at gmail.com. Okay, now I'm going to click on this particular option while you're on development mode. But once you are done developing your website, you should go ahead and click on this. You are always going to see it under the settings. I'm going to put you through to how to activate this later on. But right now, since you are not working on it on the live server, you are just going to disable this to be disabled on the search engine. So now let's go ahead and click our final button, which is install our WordPress. Alright, give it some minutes to install. Okay, we have a success page. Your WordPress has been installed. Thank you and enjoy. Password admin, and is never going to display your username admin, and it's never going to display your password for you because you already know what you choose. So what needs to do is to log into your admin area. But before logging into our admin area, let's check out our website, how it looks like. I'm just going to open another tab while the admin is loading up. The admin is very fast. Okay, this is the admin page. Now let me open the main website. Let's see how it looks like. Okay, this is localhost / intrinsic. And you can remember while installing we entered the same folder initially, but since we are done installing the application, it's actually going to show us our real website and we can see how it looks like. Okay, fine. This is intrinsic website, just another WordPress site, and you should know that this is the default WordPress template that comes with the 2017 WordPress template. So you can see that my archives are here and everything. It's still on default anyway. And then when you scroll down, you can see our beautiful footer. I think this website is too simple. We can install another template later on. Alright, and then let's inspect our database area just to confirm that we enter the correct details and everything is installed properly for us. Okay, when you click on your lessons, which is actually the database where you've installed your website, you should know that all these things living here have a room in a database. Your header, your web title, your content, images, and everything. Also, even your posts also have a database table. Okay, you can see now there are so many data here and we don't understand them, and I don't have that time to be explaining everything for you right now. I'm going to create another video tutorial where I'm going to explain all this, what it does, what they are for, so that in case in the future you want to be creating WordPress plugins, it's going to be easier for you to. Alright, you can notice that this says WordPress links, which is actually going to add links on your WordPress, and this particular table here says WordPress comments. and then this one says WordPress option, and this one says WordPress post data. And actually WP means WordPress, that's the reason why I'm calling it WordPress. And then this says WP post, which is actually WordPress post, and every other thing. Okay, this one says user. This is where you see every user details, everybody that registered on your website, from the admin to the users, to editors and subscribers. This is where you get all the details. This is where you get all the details. You can see that it says admin, and like I told you, it will never show your real password. This is not actually my real password. So this is the username and everything. So all right, thank you for watching this tutorial. Make sure you like and subscribe. Now before we go out, let's log into our admin area. Admin, and you can remember I copied the password out. Let me show you how admin area looks like. Alright guys, this is how our backend look like, and in our next video I'm going to show you explain what all this does. And you can notice that the theme we are using right here is actually located in the theme area. Don't worry, we are going to go through all those in our next lesson. So thank you for viewing. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel for more video. Thank you.